for any individual to save a total of 1 year's salary towards their retirement, nothing more. That includes their terminal leave pay, any time owed, any bank vacation time. That was part of an OPA request that was provided to me, which I provided to Ms. Antonucci, and spent about a half hour with her discussing that. Gave her my card, asked her and invited her anytime to come down and speak to me at fire headquarters. That fire department is very transparent with regard to the information. She called the next day, asked my email address, she sent me an email, and I spoke to her for an hour and 45 minutes on the phone. Not one statement that I provided to her was inaccurate. Not one bit of information that I provided to her in the OPA request was inaccurate. She claimed that she was informed that there were 10 fire lieutenants and 25 fire captains. I immediately told her that that was not true. She stated that she had a document that said it was. I said, with all due respect, I don't know what document you have. We do not have fire lieutenants. With regard to the history of when the lieutenants moved up to captain, I was not the acting chief back then. I was a deputy fire chief. Had no part and parcel in any negotiations that were made between the unions, the merit board rulings, and the city of Hoboken. Yet she included me in that. I haven't had an opportunity to look at this. And again, these are just some misstatements, and I'm sure that in some respects she means well. This isn't worth the paper it's written on. For example, she claims 3 battalion chiefs are what are required. We have 4 shifts. There are 4 complete different groups of firefighters. So right off the bat, that doesn't work. There's only 3 here. You have to have a chief officer that is in charge of all firefighters that are on duty on any given day. The vacation schedule is lucrative. Many, many years ago, when folks over in Wall Street and other private sector and corporate sector were getting bonuses and raises, the city of Hoboken didn't have the buildup that it has now back in the 70s. And we were thrown many, many days vacation in lieu of salary increases. Now we want to give them back. Well, that's a topic of collective bargaining, as are all the demands that she posted with regard to doing away with longevity, doing away with vacation, stopping accrued time. Even Ms. Tripodi can only attempt to negotiate that with the unions. If they come to an impasse, the laws in the state of New Jersey require them to go before an arbitrator. That arbitrator will make the ruling based upon the briefs that are submitted by both sides, and both sides have to abide by that. The reason for that is that police and fire are not allowed to go on strike. Obviously, the public has to be served. So that's what brought the employer to the bargaining table. I understand that people are upset about the tax increase and that police and fire are some of the largest components of the budget. But you can't just arbitrarily paint things on a piece of paper like this and expect for everybody to digest this and eat it and believe that it's truthful. As I said, just the fact that it only shows 3 battalion chiefs on here is an impossible situation. There is almost, without exception, a battalion chief that's on vacation every single day of the year, which means we have to have a replacement for that individual. Right off the bat, that's 5. I need an operations officer that handles the day-to-day operations underneath my command. That's 6. I need a training chief. That's 7. We have taken a rescue rig from the federal government, and we're part of a metro strike team that gets called up anywhere in the state for any kind of natural or terrorism disaster that occurs. In response for our taking that free of charge with approximately $500,000 worth of equipment that we use day in and day out to serve this community and the residents, we are obligated, when they call us up, to respond. We have a rescue battalion chief that's in charge of that, with a multitude of equipment that needs to be calibrated, the training that needs to be coordinated, which is separate and distinct from the training that goes on every single day in this community, morning and afternoon. We also have a battalion chief in charge of our hazmat team. We have a 40-man and woman hazmat team that has signed mutual reciprocal agreements with every municipality in this county, and we are on call for all of those towns that do not have a hazmat team 4 months out of the year. We share those responsibilities with Jersey City and Bayonne. And again, in lieu of cooperating with the county, we receive many, many thousands of dollars in equipment that would otherwise have to be procured from the budget in this municipality, which goes back to the tax levy. So I would be more than welcome to sit with anybody, especially up here on the council, that that would like to discuss this. I've given you some information already. At the last council meeting, I suggested to you that anytime you want to speak to me about anything with the fire department, I'm more than happy to discuss that with you. We have nothing to hide. I've told you that I'm proud of the men and women in this fire department. They do a great job. They demonstrated that the other day on First Street when that jet plane crashed, as well as the fire we had. And they were able to respond up to the waterfront in case they were needed there, and took care of the incident that occurred on First Street. All I ask is that the residents in this community, the taxpayers in this community, the politicians that represent their constituents, calmly sit at the table, and I will discuss any and every aspect of the fire department, and I will justify every single position that we have. And I understand that you're angry and you're looking to lash out at people, but you're looking in the wrong quarter. And again, I've extended that to Ms. Antonucci, that she can come